Hello everyone, I'm back again. Before I start, I'd just like to introduce you to Brucey. This is our new addition to the family. He won't leave me alone, constantly wants to be on my lap, so hopefully he won't be too distracting while I'm talking. But he is cute, isn't he? So today I just wanted to share a small experience that I had. So in the sort of about the 3-month period that I started to drift away from Watchtower, and at the time when I was doing all my research, lots of brothers and sisters came or phoned or text me, and also lots of elders came in that period of time as well. And I'd just like to share one conversation. I had a lot of interesting conversations during that time, but just the one I'd like to share with you today is that one of the elders came one evening, and we'd sat down and we were talking about all different things, and he knew that my concerns were the child abuse policy issues in Watchtower, and so obviously that conversation came around. And by the way, prior to this, he had even voiced to me some serious concerns that he had, and some doubts that he had about the governing body, and the way that they come across on the broadcast. But that's, by the by, that's a different story. So yeah, so we got round to the paedophile issue, and I said to him, I'm going to put a scenario to you, and I want you to answer me honestly what you would do. Sorry about that. And he said, okay. So I said, so what if a youngster in the hall came to you and said, uncle, because that's what the young ones do tend to call all the older ones in the congregations, uncle and auntie, because we're supposed to be like a family unit, you know, mothers, brothers, sisters, you know. Uncle, I'm being abused, can you help me? And he said, well, what I'd say is tell your parent. So I said, yeah. I said, but what if it was the parent that was abusing the child? He said, well, I'd tell them to tell the other parent and let them deal with it. I was like, okay. What if there wasn't another parent, or if the parent was even complicit in that, or being abused themselves and not in a position to take control of the situation? So he said, well, I wouldn't take it to the authorities because it's not within my jurisdiction. That's not my role. So I was like, okay. So in the congregation where we're supposed to be like a family unit, and a youngster comes to you and says, uncle, I'm being abused, what would you do? So he thought about it for a time, and he just sort of said, oh, well, I'd tell them to tell their teacher. I said, you what? You would tell a youngster who's just come and told you that it's probably taken ages to pluck up the courage to tell you. You tell them, go and tell your teacher. Mate, that bamboozled me. Like, I was just like, I can't believe you actually said that. I said to him, if that was me, if someone came to me and said they were being abused, it'd be either First Stop Social Services or the police. It doesn't mean that you're reporting what's happened. You're not taking on board the responsibility to do that, but you're assisting them to make their report. You're showing support to them. That pretty much ended our conversation that night. And well, I was well on my way out, but that was another nail in the coffin. But hey, it just goes to show you how the cult mentality gets you. You know, you lose all common sense, you lose your thinking ability. Hey, cult life.